What's up, guys? Sub-Zero here, back for another VOD review. Today we are doing a VOD review of a player I don't often review. This is Panny. Andrew has done well in the past in some cups and tournaments and things like that. Is generally decently high on ladder, but the main reason we're doing a Panny Andrew VOD review is because he played a line that we must talk about. This is a reroll line in a world where there's not a lot of reroll lines anymore. It's very hard to find games where you can actually play reroll. Usually it's, okay, which fast 8 line or maybe fast 9 line am I playing? But reroll, while across the board it did get kind of weaker, this specific line actually did get buffed really hard to the point where it's actually a very reasonable line to play when you get the spot for it. So start off here with some Briars, a Belveth here. I mean, always holding on to these Primordian openers because it's gold, which is pretty good. We can hold on to some other random stuff here, but probably not going to play into any of these like Stargazer openers because it's Huntress, not really amazing. If we didn't hit the augment that we're going to talk about this game, it would probably just be like a Master Yi, and we have Malware Matrix, and you just play Master Yi and have a good time with it, and that's totally fine. But we see Stellar Combo here, and we actually have a pretty good spot for Stellar Combo. We have an Aatrox already. We have a Titans that we can slam right here. So it actually makes a lot of sense. We even have an Akali so that we can play around this board. So yeah, we can actually play a Stellar Combo game here. Now, this augment, like I kind of said, in the batch of other hero augments, actually got buffed pretty considerably here. Andrew is going to team planner out this board. This is what you'll see a lot more people playing around. We'll see if he throws, Caitlyn into the planner. This is the kind of core of units that you can roll for. Aatrox, Poppy, and Caitlyn. Go for all of these guys 3-star, and then just stack up. Usually Bastions on this board. Meeple's a pretty easy fit on this board. It's a very actually straightforward line to play into. Kind of surprising that he sold all of his like Bastions and other stuff. Like he sold off his Akali, he sold off all of his other Bastions. So I guess he's just chilling on this board for now. But hey, not the end of the world. He can play this board. Though he is gonna have to sell something here. I'm not exactly. It's a little interesting. What he's doing right now, but okay. In any case, this is our board, and we're not going to make 20. But who needs to make 20 when we can just do this? He's going to throw some extra Bastions into the board. This is usually a line where you do want to play a decently vertical Bastion setup. I don't think you need to go, like all the way into playing like 6 Bastion on this board, but 4 Bastion is pretty easy to fit when you have Aatrox, Poppy, Rammus. At that point, you're usually going to play 3, and so playing the 4th one is kind of free. So no reason not to go for that there. And we will, we're looking at slamming the Titans here, but we say, there's no reason to slam it immediately here. We can just Lost Streak, get our perfect items for a hero augment, which is very important. Anytime you're playing one of these hero augments, you usually want to be Lost Streaking stage 2 so that you can get the 2 anvils on the Krugs and then pick your perfect items. Off carousel here, I mean, insta-pick here, we get the tiny dupes here, which is exactly what you want here. This is, perfect. This is whatever you want when you're Varus here. And he does actually, I think he might have yoinked to this straight from TFT Academy here, but it's a pretty solid board, right? The idea is you can roll for this, Poppy, Aatrox, Caitlyn. Very easy to fit Corky Rammus in later, get very relevant traits in on this board. Rost does decent value here. Morgana's, just a good random frontline that you can play that actually scales up the tankiness of the Bastions very well. And then, Shen and Jax, this is stuff that you're going to fit later. So it's a pretty easy, straightforward, play Bastions, play good units, and you'll have a good time, and you can roll for the 1 cost that you want to play for. So that's what we're going to look at here. Still playing these couple of Primordians here, just to get some extra damage onto our board here, which is not bad. Once again, we're pretty happy to Lost Streak in this spot here. And yeah, he's actually even in a full open in this spot saying, I must lose streak versus some of these other players who might try to crack our streak here, which makes sense. We want to get those double anvils here. The dream is get the double anvils and slam into a 3-item Aatrox 2 going into stage 3, and then we'll be quite strong. This Aatrox unit, we will see, can be quite a beast with 3 items, and once we get to Aatrox 3, he's going to be an absolute monster. Still sad that we haven't found that 3 Primordian, but all good. We can just play this opener and live with it. And yeah, he is looking at opening here one more time, just saying. But he doesn't even really need to open here, looking at these other players. Like, no one's actually actively griefing him in this spot here, so he can easily just take his 5 loss here. Not going to kill a single unit this fight, so we are pretty low, down to 69 HP. But it's okay. We have the Aatroxes. We have a lot of gold. The other kind of awkward thing about Andrew's spot is, I think this is what he's reacting to here, is it is level up portal. So It's not honestly an ideal spot to play this line because now we're level 5 on 2-7 instead of, having the 3-1 for us to be able to roll down. So it's pretty unfortunate, but we will soldier on in this spot here and play the line to the best of our ability. I mean, that is a great orb there with the Kate plus the Atrox, which makes us feel a lot better here. So now we can slow roll a bit here, and we're just going to slow the rest of the stage. Itemization on this Atrox here. Let me actually pull up the stats here. So you can see the super frequently built build here is just this very bruisery style BT Titans Sterex. If you filter in BT, you can see some more builds that do well here. You can see stuff like IE performing decently. Titans, looking very, very valuable on him, just given that CC immunity. And then, Sterex, good as a tank item, but you can really kind of finish it out with a lot of other stuff. Get like the Mountain Stargazer playing from that seems pretty lit. IE, not bad. Even just like a more damage-oriented build like a BT Hodge, Sterex looks totally fine. You can obviously fit the Akali in on this board and then get the spell crit for your Hodge, or you can not play the Akali. The version Andrew's looking at is not playing that. Does end up taking another bow here, which is kind of interesting. So yeah, he doesn't actually get his BT component here, so he's going to be making GS here, which is a good enough item. Looking like he's not going to slam it yet just because he's kind of afraid. He slams the bow onto Caitlyn, looking for Caitlyn items. I mean, I think GS can be totally reasonable on the Aatrox for now, and then eventually we can move it down to the Caitlyn, who once again will be our duo carry usually on this board, is Caitlyn. So yeah, gonna take a loss here, go in a 3-2 augment. We're honestly looking pretty good in our ability to hit the board. We just need something to kind of give us some extra oomph here. I don't know that it's any of this. I guess Clockwork is okay if you have to take it. I mean, you have... Oh, and then he rolls it into care package here. Okay, I mean, this is a lot better. We can be very, very pleased about this. And so, yeah, we roll into the care package here. Can continue to roll for our board. Just slow rolling all of our gold here, trying to find the Aatrox. Yeah, pretty rough, actually, that we're not there. We got a glove that he then reforges into another sword. So now he is going to finally make the GS here. He has half of all the Aatrox Bis, right? He has half of BT, half of Sterex, if we go for that kind of generic build. But he needs to move the GS definitely up to the Aatrox so that we can just consolidate items. For now, the Caitlyn will do pretty good work with it. But okay, I mean, you can see, look on the right there, almost 6,000 damage from just an Aatrox 2 with one item here. Also, this is going to be maybe our... I was going to say our green light to roll, but we do hit our Jax 2 here, so I think we can hold one more round here. Once again, we do have the double dupes, so we really want to get to everything, though. Like, if we were nowhere close to the Caitlyn here, you could roll down, find one Aatrox, then double dupe here, and then just have Aatrox 3 and have a good life. But because we're so close to Caitlyn, we do actually want to wait here. It makes a lot of sense, right? We can just sit. Once again, the Aatrox is pretty strong this stage. You can see just doing a lot of work with his ability. Oh my god, this guy's such a beast. 4 damage. Nice for Jhin, I guess. And yeah, we can just take another upgrade here. I don't think Starcross is amazing here, but I don't think the other ones... I would have actually taken the other one here. I know it's not great, but I think Starcross is at least like what does a 2-star 2 cost even do for you here? It's some gold, but it also stops your shop from having Aatrox in it. So in any case, we do get the Cloak Off Carousel. We get the BT here. We can take whoever, I guess, Milio, and just use it to roll. And yep, now we are very, very close here, so we can roll down, hit the Aatrox and the Caitlyn in the same shop, so now we can double dupe. Wow. I mean, I will say, it was looking a little sketch with the fact that we were in this weird portal that is forcing us to push level, but we actually made it. We made it to the Aatrox 3 and the Caitlyn here, and so now the board should be very, very strong. Once again, this GS is looking a little funny on this Caitlyn here, but still, I mean, we're not going to lose any fights to it. The Aatrox is an absolute beast, and we have the sword open for the Sterex. Only downside is we're actually getting... I mean, is it a downside? We're actually pretty healthy here, so we are not in a spot to actually get anvils off of minions here, which is a little bit sad. And okay, finally, thank you. He heard me, and he was the GS up to the Aatrox here. But yeah, at this point, we're just looking at pushing levels. Like we talked about, the Corki plus the Rammus are really, really good ins on this board. The Rost is fine. The Armin Amar is obviously not that big of a deal on a board that already has all this Armin Amar, but there's not much better stuff to play. You could throw in a random Fate Weaver on this board, which would totally be fine. But once again, like what else are you playing? So, through trait Rost, not the end of the world, gives you some attack speed to your entire board. So, you don't hate it. And, you have the Orin in here, so you're getting the extra trait for Space Group. It's not the worst. But yeah, I mean, 60 HP, honestly, a pretty good outcome for Andrew here with the double dupes. Was able to hit this board and hit the Caitlyn 3. You can go for Poppy 3 as well. It's kind of a nice to have, but definitely not something that you must play. Do actually pick up the Maokai here, so that's definitely something that we could look at. And we can finish up maybe some Caitlyn items here. We do not get the Sterex here. So that's a little bit troubling. We can move the GS down here. He's going to reforge tier and look for like Sterax or something. And he does find Sterax here. Beautiful. So yeah, this makes a lot of sense here. Already have the built-in LW here. So we are just going to reforge this, continuing to reforge, looking for some frontline items. This can be like Heal Cut or a frontline item. You could just make Kraken onto Caitlyn, but I think his idea is like without some attack speed item, it's really not going to do all that much onto her. She's just not going to have enough attack speed to really be popping off here. So might as well just hold these components for better stuff. All right, last augment here. Component heists. I just hate component heists these days. 6 player combats is a lot of player combats. And I don't think Wand Overflow does. He thought about it for a sec. Honestly, Tiny But Deadly doesn't sound bad at all. Attack speed onto our board. You'd love more items is the only thing in this spot. You could low-key look at Earth's Grab Bag, but it looks like he's thinking Tiny But Deadly. Low-key, I wonder if it is Earth's Grab Bag. You could go for like Nova Spat. We don't have another Reforger, so we can't like reforge and make like Bastion Spat if we want to or something like that. But a Nova Spat, get some Caitlyn items. In any case, he takes Tiny But Deadly, which is really the high cap version. Why did we make Even Shroud here? We still get the Nova effect for the armor shred. Okay, well, I mean, it's an item, but okay. We have the Aatrox here. Still rotate into, wow, that is a crazy, oh my god, but look at the Aatrox go. Look at him go. He actually pops off here and then gets the kill. So we are so back. Okay, not bad at all here. All right, well, this is our board for now, and you can just see the power of this right after hitting the Aatrox 3. We can look at just tempoing this into pushing levels. The only scary thing about this line is, once again, you want to be playing towards Corki plus Rammus. These are some contested units, so you definitely want to make sure you're either in a lobby where Corki is, not super contested, or just say, you know what, I'll find the Corki 1, Rammus 1, and play around that, or just have a backup plan, which can be 5 Nova. The more that people have played around this 5 Nova trait, they've realized that it's just not that great. It's just blessing size, right? Like, why would he take Super Parting Gift here? I don't know. I do not understand this guy's god selection. I'll be real here. Blessing size sounds amazing here. Yeah, I don't know why you would ever take the other one. Okay, I mean, he thought about it and eventually agreed with me. And he does get a bow here for red buff, and he gets a Corki for Corki. Okay, so now we're kind of back here. He's going to push level. Finds the Rammus as well here. The board is all coming together here. We can blessing size on the Aatrox here, make the red buff here, move Evan's Shroud up, and yeah, okay, we are well and truly back here. And we get the Dark Lady on this board. Once again, Dark Lady, so nice here. He actually, yeah, picks up this random Graves here, who could actually be the future of these Caitlyn items. It's relatively early. Now, not getting it in this round is a little bit tragic because, we'd love to get it in here. Also, look at this fast 9 board, by the way. Nah, I'm good. The Aatrox just clears everything there, and we pick up an easy dub here. That's so good. I mean, I'm actually kind of thinking about if I like the dude here, the Graves. I kind of think, yeah, I think you actually would rather play this. I think Morgana is just too good on the board. If you think about it, 10% DR on this board that already has so much armor and MR on it is really valuable. That is why you see people playing around this Morgana unit on these types of boards so much. It's just really valuable. And any board that's lacking in DR, the DR is really valuable. Now, we do lose to this kind of crazy Shepherd board here, so not going to easily destroy everyone in the lobby, but I mean, we made it to 8 very nicely here. Just a guard breaker. I don't think you're allowed to take that. We don't even have spell crit because, wow, we are going to take it. We did end up kind of low item this game here, and we are going to roll down for some of our upgrades here. Find Ross too. We do find the Rammus too. Oh my god, that is huge. And the Shen, not bad here. Have to drop a trait to play it, but it is certainly worth it. And the Corki too. What? Okay, this guy's just a beast. I guess I realized that this line wasn't as contested as we thought. The lucky item chest really nice here to get us to some frontline items. You can just take the Warmonks here, just get some extra HP there. Honestly, I think we should bump everybody up and just put this onto Rammus and everybody else here. But honestly, having this Aatrox back here, oh my god, he actually gets blocked in by the Shen, so he walks to the right side here. Andrew, pretty surprised about that. Me too. That is kind of crazy how that positioning worked, and it is actually going to be pretty bad for us unless Aatrox. Oh my god, this unit is so good. 14,000 damage. I mean, is this line not like broken now? It's actually crazy. Okay, he's going to move stuff up a little bit here just to make things easier. Yeah, I wouldn't feel that bad about just moving him up 1 hex. He just doesn't want him taking aggro early against a lot of these melee matchups, right? That last matchup, it was really nice that we had him this far back so that something like a random Master Yi did not aggro onto him and ruin his life. So that's what we're playing for here. Also, the Corki too. This Corki unit is just a monster, is just an absolute beast. The red buff is not a great item on him in general, but it works on him. It does the job. And the Corki unit's a beast, so we can obviously get off of the Caitlyn. Kind of sad that we just have this random Caitlyn 3 sitting on our board here doing nothing. But you got to move items to 2-star 4 costs from 3-star 1 costs. Almost always the case, unless you're in a situation where you're hero augment, which is what we are in here, and why the Aatrox obviously is just going to keep the items for the entire game. I mean, almost certainly. But all right, swapping our positioning around a little bit here, rotate back into this guy again. The dream would be that we would get our Titans stacked up really, really quickly so that we're not getting super CC'd by this board. But with the backline Aatrox, it's a little bit hard to stack it up here. I will say, oh my God, the Corki does clear there and we win the fight anyway. So not bad at all. The main reason why we have this this guy so far back, because we're yapping about this a lot. You're not allowed to take that. Surely you have to take a tank item, right? I mean, definitely it's good on Corki, but like, I don't think you're allowed to not take a third tank item for your tank here. That's a little bit crazy. Okay, and he's going to move up to the positioning that I was thinking about here. He does, bro. This is insanity yeah, I mean, the Revo's fine on the Caitlyn, but this is levels of greed that we've never seen before. I mean, this is a high cap play from Panny Andrew here. He wants to say, you know what, we're going to be a little bit stronger for now while we still have no 3 item onto our Rammus here, but I'm pretty confident that I can make it out of this stage here, get to a tank item for my Rammus, and this is going to be highest cap. Deathblade is the best possible item we can get onto the Corki here, so we might as well play high cap gaming. I mean, honestly, it kind of makes sense. It actually works if we can make it out here. And we won the last fight, even with this slightly weaker setup here. And yeah, he wants to just swap over to right side here, swaps back to the left here. Fast hands from Andrew here. We are opposite side of the Nunu, which is pretty good. The only problem is this, we have a pretty big clump for Nunu to ball up, though. It's looking pretty good. We actually do get the Titans down beforehand, and the Vex is just stuck on a Rammus here. So another win here, 5 streak. This is the crazy thing about this line, is that it spikes really early stage 3, but if you can make it to this kind of like Corki 2, Rammus 2 setup that we made it to here, you're actually capping out high enough to potentially win the lobby. I mean, it's actually nuts here. We're trying to figure out actually what our next level up is going to be here. You'd like just some kind of like random 5 costs on this board, like random Jhin, I think would be fine here. Don't think we're ever going to reach like 6 Bastion or anything like that. So yeah, I would just try to look for a decent 5 cost play on the board. Vex is okay enough. Is just going to play the random Bard to meeple up the meeples. I mean, it's not the worst, I guess. It's not amazing. Yeah, I don't know if random blitz is better, but it is not the worst. It does give you an extra trait. You get the extra trait for a roster. All right, another fight against this Giga Shepherd player here. Their board is looking pretty decent now, but we'll see if Aatrox can just chew through everything. So eventually going to get his Titan stacked up here. And yeah, he's just so tanky. Our front line's so good with the Rammus that he just clears, and we get another dub here. That's going to be top, I mean, still top 4 locked in, but honestly top 3, maybe top 2 locked in at this point. Find the Jhin here. Yeah, I do think Jhin is just better on this board here. You lose a trait, but I mean, it's a Jhin on the board. And yeah, you can also move the red buff over to this. I think this is perfect. Makes a lot of sense because Jin's going to hit the entire board. Once again, a little bit sad that we have the 0 item Kate, but you can't worry about it too much. He moves the Aatrox back here to try to make it so that the Riven doesn't aggro onto him. It actually ends up working out. The Riven goes there and aggroes onto our Rammus, though they are blowing through our Rammus very quickly. Our Aatrox is alive here and is just going to walk straight to backline, nuke the Corki, and it's another fight win. I mean, this is probably top 2 locked in for Andrew. Yep, and so really just got one more fight to go. We can just roll for any upgrades. I mean, we've been clearing this this Shepherd board, honestly, since we hit our frontline upgrades. The big thing on this board was hitting the Rammus 2 so that we'd have some real frontline. This Rammus 2 with Meeplin is just insanely tanky with the Corki backing it up. I mean, this board just looks so good. And yeah, you don't have to play this like weird like 5 Nova variation that we used to play way back in the day. You can just play Meeple, play some Bastions, get some extra +1 units on the board. The Morgana's really good, and you can just clear people. And I think, yep, that is the dub for Panny Andrew. So yeah, just a really, really nice game playing around this this augment that you absolutely should play around when you get the chance to. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. I am going to be streaming tomorrow my tournament games for the second sub-regional in the Americas. I got to buy day 1 because I was high enough ranked, but I will be playing day 2 tomorrow. So go check me out. Games start at, 4 p.m. Eastern time. That's 1 p.m. Pacific time. So come check out the games. I will be live on Twitch playing them out. Hopefully making day 3, getting my auto qual into TAC Cup or Trials, and maybe a few dollars. I hope so. We'll see. I feel pretty prepped for this patch. I feel like my games have been going very, very well. So hopefully we can keep it up and maybe, hey, get an Aatrox game in there. So yeah, thanks as always for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.